At my son's burial, as soil was still tumbling onto his casket, his wife slipped me eviction documents. I'm Henry Collins, and I've just lost the only kin I had remaining. Gather your belongings tonight, Henry, Laura murmured with an icy grin. This facade is finished. She believed she was finally shedding the pitiful elderly man who'd been draining her late husband's resources, the nuisance with an ancient flip phone, a rusty old pickup, and no means for his own housing. She had no clue she'd ignited a conflict with someone holding $28 million in assets. As she lingered there, smug over my son's resting place, scheming to offload the home and begin anew, I was plotting precisely how to dismantle every pillar of her haughty existence. Her career, her vehicle, her standing, her prospects, all sustained by funds I'd discreetly supplied. 7 days on, she was pleading on her knees before 200 onlookers, sobs pouring as her reality crumbled live. Please hit subscribe and share your location, as the events that followed demonstrate that undervaluing reserved folks is the costliest error imaginable. Here's how a single interment turned into a professional downfall. 2 hours post-burial for Ethan, Laura ensured the entire wake assembly grasped her view of me. Henry's been squatting in our place without paying for months, she proclaimed to my son's pals and workmates. Ethan pitied him since he can't manage his own lodging. I lingered in my $12 discount store plaid top, clutching my outdated Nokia that drew stares like an artifact. The young crowd swapped those glances, you know, the ones pitying the elder out of step with today. He lacks even basic internet, Laura pressed on, her tone rising. Ethan had to teach him about messages online. Messages in 2024. Her words held partial truth. I did reside in Ethan's home. I did rely on a flip phone. I did seek Ethan's aid with some digital chores, but Laura missed the reason. Ethan had extracted a vow from me 3 years back, after his mom passed. Dad, he'd urged, keep the wealth hidden from Laura. She's paranoid about opportunists exploiting me. Let her value me for my essence, not our legacy. So I complied. I settled into their spare bedroom post-wedding, not from necessity, but because Ethan craved family proximity. I piloted my 1995 Ford Ranger with 242,000 miles, not due to scarcity, but since it ran reliably. I donned bargain attire, not from pinched finances, but because luxury threads don't define worth. The facts rested in a drawer at my simple downtown flat, statements revealing $15,000 monthly from investments, correspondence with equity firms since 2008, a tracker sheet for 23 tech ventures where I own substantial shares. But Ethan had begged secrecy, so I obliged. You're merely a load Ethan bore, Laura declared for his ex-colleagues to catch. At least now he needn't feign kinship. That's when I spotted something curious. 3 attendees weren't echoing her act. A lady in a sharp navy outfit jotted on her device. A gentleman with silvering hair captured it all. Another woman at the rear messaged intensely. They weren't from Ethan's private circle, but their focused demeanor suggested they weren't mere grievers. The property hits the market Monday. Laura went on, I require the proceeds to settle Ethan's obligations and reboot. Henry can locate a suitable elder care spot. She passed me a card for Silver Haven Retirement Home, noting the $4,200 monthly fee on reverse. This fits your circumstances better, she added. The 3 polished figures were fully attuned now. The navy-suited woman edged nearer, and I glimpsed her badge, Rachel Porter, Sterling Dynamics. Sterling Dynamics. That rang familiar. Laura, I murmured softly. Remind me, your employer. Sterling Dynamics, she boasted. Product lead. Perhaps you've caught wind. We're transforming corporate digital processes for big clients. Naturally, you likely can't grasp that. The badged woman, Rachel Porter, hovered near enough for every syllable. We're nearing our Series C close, Laura boasted. $45 million. Backers spot top talent. Rachel Porter whipped out her phone, typing swiftly. But Laura pressed on. She lacked restraint. Walking from this clash meant forfeiting more than shelter. I'd surrender Ethan's legacy to a woman reshaping the past. I'd sever ties to the son who'd implored me to shield his union by concealing our prosperity. Above all, I'd squander the esteem I'd cultivated over 62 years via understated honor and diligence. The monetary angles mattered too. That residence Laura aimed to liquidate. I'd purchased it as their nuptial present. Titled to Ethan, but the $347,000 initial outlay stemmed from my holdings. Laura assumed Ethan scrimped for ages to secure it. She'd bragged on his fiscal restraint and patience. Unbeknownst, Ethan skipped loans entirely. I'd covered it outright and fabricated a repayment trail to uphold the ruse. The ceremony itself, $32,847 from my ledgers, shooter, Ritz venue, unlimited drinks that Laura's circle raved about, all funded by the useless encumbrance she now sought to oust. Ethan's Stanford stint, for years totaling $312,000. Laura figured her spouse was chipping at loans, when I'd funneled cash monthly to mimic installments. Even Laura's Tesla Model S with custom plates, Ethan's $89,000 first anniversary surprise lease. Those payments drew from the investment yield she deemed trivial for seniors. Yet the true essence wasn't cash, it was intimate. Ethan always called you excess baggage, Laura informed his old team. Guilt from his mom's plea to tend you. But she overlooked seniors' costs. Pure fabrication. My wife Helen never tasked Ethan with my support. If anything, she fretted my habit of overindulging our boy. Henry ignores current prices, Laura persisted. Thinks food's pennies and home's thousands. Utterly detached from now. Detached from now. Allow me to define now. While Laura lounged till noon, I rose at dawn scanning Asian exchanges and earnings docs. As she shared brunch snaps online, I dissected financials and consulted holdings firms. My detached flip phone fielded alerts from finance chiefs, equity allies, and entrepreneurs seeking swift calls on interim funds, growth strategies, and alliances. The Nokia 3310 they mocked. Intentional, zero interruptions, no software, no feeds, just vital business links. The facts: my debut seed stake in 2008, when Laura was teenaged. As she mastered driving, I honed tech firm assessments. While she picked schools, I backed entities that'd employ her ilk. My Sterling Dynamics slice alone valued $4.2 million last period. Their hyped Series C. I spearheaded it, known as Silent Henry for avoiding daily ops. But here's the sting: Ethan perished thinking he safeguarded his wife from entanglement. He'd sworn me to let her credit their life to his solo toil. He sought her admiration for his spirit, not lineage funds. Now she tarnished that spirit, belittling its enabler. In my discount garb, absorbing her revisions of Ethan's tale, I grasped a key truth. Ethan's plea rooted in affection. Yet it birthed deceit. And deceptions, however kind, breed greater harm than honesty. Rachel Porter from Sterling Dynamics still filmed on her device. Two others flanked her, in startup smart casual. Laura spotted them, but botched the read. Caught my Sterling mention, she queried smugly. That's my spot. Investors, perhaps? Rachel Porter grinned in a manner that stirred my veteran bluff senses. Sort of, she answered. That's when I sensed the wake was turning riveting. Actually, Laura, a word. Rachel Porter advanced, and the atmosphere pivoted. Murmurs ceased. Laura's assured smirk wavered. I'm Rachel Porter, head of Sterling Dynamics. Laura blanched, then flushed. Oh Lord, Rachel. No clue you'd attend. Ethan never said. Ethan and I connected often. Rachel cut in. He cherished his kin. Every bit. The stress on every echoed, especially to Laura. Absolutely, Laura faltered. Henry's been part of it. Odd, since I overheard you label him excess baggage. Utter hush. 47 mourners fixated on flooring. Not my intent, Laura rushed. Just Henry grasps little of tech. Can't handle smart devices. Can't, or opts against. I displayed my Nokia. This never fails, I stated evenly. 0 patches needed. Battery holds for crucial talks. Contacts connect reliably. But it's archaic, Laura objected. How navigate without tools or web? Like I've managed 16 years of seed funding. Silence so thick. Seed funding? Laura chuckled uneasily. Henry, that's not, Laura. Rachel Porter interjected. Your sterling tenure? 2 years. Post-grad entry. Your grasp of our backing timeline. Aware of A, B rounds, now C. Key backers. Laura puzzled. Names escape me. Product side, not money. Understood. Ever encountered Silent Henry in your position? Laura denied. Silent Henry tags our core seed supporter. Since 2018. Hands off on ops, skips boards, just capital and counsel on request. The space hummed with quiet. He seeded A with $2.1 million. B another $1.80. For C, $4.20 pledged. Laura gaped at Rachel like alien speech. That's splendid, Laura murmured faintly. Silent Henry's stellar, surely. Indeed, low-key, respectful, gauges firms by output, not pitches. Perfect. It is. Though I've pondered his vetting lately, namely staff integrity checks. Integrity. Laura's tone broke. You've painted him as tech-illiterate, a drain. Excess baggage, I recall. I didn't know of taping. Not for Silent Henry. For HR records. HR records. Sterling Dynamics enforces zero bias, especially ageism. The silver-haired man advanced. Daniel Brooks, HR director, he stated. I've noted this too. Private kin event, Laura argued. Policy's irrelevant here. They apply, Daniel countered. Age, skill, finance remarks could foster toxic settings if aimed at peers. We prioritize this. But not peers. I meant Henry, who per our head is a prime backer. Absurd. See him. Discount shops. Aged truck. Flip phone. What does that say of his nature? Rachel queried. Poverty, or confidence sans trappings? The third and pro-ware stepped up. Eleanor Whitaker, Horizon Equity Group. Known Henry Collins 14 years. Henry Collins. Laura echoed like foreign. Henry Silent Henry Collins, top seed backer in Austin Tech. Holdings around $28.3 million over 23 firms. Laura eyed me like transformed. Impossible. Is it? I asked softly. Why? Because you're elderly. No. Yes. You don't behave investor-like. How so? Lavish, bold, fancy wear, sleek ride, impressing folks. Like victors. I am victorious. Just no urge to flaunt to outsiders. Rachel Porter grabbed her phone. Henry, okay if I ring our finance lead? Laura needs this. I assented. She called, speaker on. Adrian. Rachel. With Silent Henry and a staffer. Verify his sterling stake value. Yesterday close, $4.2 million. Why? Staff issue. Thanks, Adrian. She ended, eyed Laura. Queries. Laura's lips parted soundless. Then Ethan's veil lifted forever. Air needed, I uttered, exiting the dazed group. Laura trailed outdoors, heels tapping quick. Sterling trio lingered inside, visible via window, murmuring low. Henry, baffling, Laura quavered. With such wealth, why let Ethan prop you? Why guest room like needy? Ethan requested it. Nonsensical. Your spouse shielded you. From doubting your union motives. I scanned my Nokia contacts. 43 entries. Each a venture, tie, or prospect. Names Laura'd know if venture savvy. 3 years passed, when Ethan introduced you to me and Helen, you remarked on fortune hunters. Said you'd shun wealthy suitors, distrusting intents or followers. Laura paled. Ethan shared how that chat spooked you enough to demand his accounts, confirming no hidden riches. You mentioned craving an ordinary existence with a partner who grasped hardship. I recall that. So Ethan implored me to conceal our family's economic standing. He yearned for your affection based on his true self, not his provisions. But that's deception. Indeed, it was. My phone vibrated. A message from Rachel at Sterling. The note stated, Chat Monday. Critical board issue. I displayed it to Laura. You possess Rachel's direct line. I hold everyone's contacts. The whole leadership, board, key stakeholders. Another alert arrived. From Eleanor at Horizon. Henry, seeking your thoughts on Q4 asset adjustments. Coffee Tuesday. I don't get it, Laura uttered. If you're this accomplished backer, why reside in that cramped downtown unit? Why no estate or boat or typical wealthy trappings? Because they're unnecessary for me. But Ethan could have enjoyed them. We could have. Ethan possessed what he desired, a spouse who cherished him, a fulfilling role, a home he valued, a home you acquired for him, a home he merited by being investment worthy. Laura slumped on the memorial steps, cradling her face. I feel foolish. You feel foolish? I've feigned poverty for 3 years. She gazed up, eyes bloodshot. Why reveal it now? Ethan's departed, and the falsehood benefits no one. And since I shamed you before your associates, that as well. Another message. From Adrian, finance head. Silent Henry. Rachel noted staff concern. Advice on review protocols. Laura Collins precisely. I revealed the text to her. They're discussing me. They're evaluating if your conduct aligns with Sterling's ethos. What implies? Your position could be at risk. They can't dismiss me over funeral remarks. They can for showing flawed judgment and biased views. Laura rose, striding anxiously. This is mad. You're claiming my late spouse's dad, whom I've deemed a drag for months, is actually my firm's top backer. Second top, but affirmative. And now my leader and personnel chief view me as some age-prejudiced villain. Are you? No. I simply assumed Elder Sand's smart devices are inept. That's not my intent. It's what you voiced. My phone chimed. Caller, Rachel from Sterling. I picked up. Henry, apologies for intruding on grief, but Monday's company-wide needs review. Company-wide? Unveiling Series C funds. Backers presented to all 237 staff. I eyed Laura, who overheard each syllable. Issue? I inquired. Not for us, but brace for responses. Responses? When folks grasp Silent Henry is Henry Collins, Ethan's dad, Laura's kin by marriage. Laura's gaze widened. Understood. Delay reveal? No, Monday suits. Fine. 3 p.m., primary hall. Till then, Henry. I ended. Laura gawked at me like an unknown. You're attending their HQ Monday. Our HQ. I hold 18% stake technically. My fate? Truly uncertain, but soon to unfold. Monday dawned with a ring altering all. Henry, Laura here. I'm at your building's curb. Must converse pre-meeting. From my third-level view, I spotted her Tesla in guest parking, flashers on. Ascend, 3B. Her tap came, I opened to a transformed Laura from the one serving eviction days prior. Vanished was the bold exec. Instead, a frightened 28-year-old, evidently tear-streaked. I've pondered it all, she entered my plain lounge. Ethan, the funds, my words. She halted at my cabinet. Investment docs there. Partially. May I view? I unlatched the upper, extracting a hefty 2024 portfolio file. Laura flipped it, scanning. Accounts, overviews, period summaries. Hands trembled. $28.3 million, she breathed. Authentic. Ethan aware of this. Ethan assisted with recent stakes. Sharp on new sectors. So his tech queries to you were really assessing software firms and AI ventures. She dropped onto my thrift sofa. I deemed myself clever. I believed I knew all. You knew what Ethan intended. He deceived me 3 years. He guarded you from mess by making me seem foolish. By offering untainted love. And I've wrecked it. Before reply, my Nokia sounded. Rachel Porter. Henry, snag arose. Video surfaced. Which? From Ethan's service. Captured Laura's dead weight, tech-ignorant jabs. Viral on LinkedIn. Laura paled. How viral? 47,000 views, rising. Comments harsh. Predictable. Board demands urgent session pre-company reveal. Noon arrival. I'll come. Laura best home today. I glanced at her, scrolling frantic. Too late, I noted. Post-call, Laura showed her display. LinkedIn, X, TikTok. Clip rampant, titled Tech Staff Dubs Backer Dead Weight. And insulting your firm's prime funder. My device incessant, she said. Pals, co-workers, schoolmates. All viewed. Their words. Labeling me privileged, age-biased, opportunist blind to wedded wealth. Her phone rang. ID crumpled her. My supervisor. Take it. Laura, Michael. Report ASAP for HR chat. Video related. Just arrived promptly. She disconnected, panic-eyed. Termination ahead. Likely. Can you halt? Do you wish halt? Meaning? You branded me dead weight to 47 souls. Ridiculed my years, looks, tech prefs. Sought my ouster from my boy's home. Merit retention. I was unaware. Unaware of investor status, but aware of humanity. Then she wept. Not contrived sobs prior, but true regret. So sorry, Henry. Grieving Ethan, finance fears, vented on you. Why finance fears? Your $75,000 salary tops many. Assumed Ethan burdened me with loans. Saw you as unaffordable cost. Needed home sale for survival. Rather than inquire, you opted to demean an elder at his child's right. Yes. Before my partners. Yes. In the Tesla I indirectly financed, in the home I secured, at the firm I backed. Heavens. My phone alerted from Rachel. Press inquiries flooding. Bloggers seek silent Henry scoop. Response strategy. I showed Laura. Escalating, right? She queried. Vastly. Your reply to them. Truth, my son urged secrecy, breeding a misunderstanding with dire fallout. Dire fallout. Job loss, repute ruin, tech career block. Tragic, yes. She paused long. Public sorry. Admit ignorance. Alter your words. No. Shift your motive. No. Then purpose. Perhaps pardon. Merit it? Unsure. First candid word to me in 3 years. At 11:30, we rode to Sterling Dynamics in my 1995 Ford Ranger. Laura passenger, window staring past her Tesla in garage. That truck you shun publicly, I remarked. Fully owned. No installments, low coverage, zero lease hassles. Never considered. Overlooked much. Entering Sterling lobby, 237 staff poised to discover their enigmatic silent Henry backer was the elder social media mocked past hours. And Laura faced repercussions for ignoring respect transcends years. Or gadgets or emblems. Its core kindness. The Sterling Dynamics full staff assembly set for 3 p.m., but by 2:45, the key hall brimmed with 237 workers humming tense vibes. I perched rear, in discount plaid and denim. My Nokia on table ahead. Laura 3 rows up, bent over laptop, likely scanning viral clips myriad notes. Rachel Porter mounted stage at 3 sharp. Afternoon all. Aware of odd weekend buzz on socials with a colleague, but focused today on major news. Room hushed. As known, Series C pursuit spanned 8 months. Thrilled, closed this morn at $45 million. Cheers erupted. Whoops, claps. Sterling now Austin's elite startup. Funds fuel engineer growth, product speed, East Ops setup. More cheers. But pre-fest, meet a pivotal enabler. With us from 2018 Series A, yet unseen by most. She pointed rear. Welcome lead backer, Henry Collins. Aka silent Henry. 237 gazes swiveled. Claps began, stuttered as IDs clicked. Front row lady hissed. Video guy. Elder Laura bashed. At right. Lord. Rachel signaled quiet. Henry infused $8.1 million over 3 rounds. Sans him, no firm. Hush profound. Phones emerged, doubtless replaying clip anew. Henry, remarks. I rose deliberate, joints protesting audibly in silence. Thanks, Rachel. Not orator, so concise. Strode front, by Laura's row. She screen-fixed, evading. 6 years back, Rachel and co-founders sold me enterprise process revamp. Trio genius coders, zero biz savvy, cafe-based, seeking $50,000 prototype cash. I brandished Nokia. Used this for banker wire of $100,000 same day. Uneasy chuckles. Not grasping tech. Didn't. Not certain win. Startups flop often. But spied in method echo of my systems analyst start. Surveyed faces, intrigued, abashed, rapt. Past 6, watched Sterling swell from 3 to 237. Revenue 0 to 12 million yearly. Tackle IBM, Microsoft stumps. All via 1995 truck, discount wear, flip phone. Hall air canaudible quiet. Some ponder my non-flashy style, no Tesla, iPhone, palace. Paused, eyeing Laura first. Since success badges often supplant true achievement. Chasing proof via stuff diverts from value creation. Daniel Brooks, personnel lead, advanced with device. Henry, pre-continue, staff must hear weekend social context. What? Viral clip woman dubbing you dead weight, tech clueless. Our employee. Whispers surged. Laura Collins. Enterprise product lead. Gazes locked on Laura, quivering. Unaware he funded us prime. But key, Daniel added, her views embody biases Sterling rejects. Age bias, class snobbery, tech superiority absent from our ethos. Rachel reclaimed mic leading to policy chat. Handling staff clashing company ideals. I observed 237 grasp, not mere intro, but open accounting. Laura, Rachel summoned, address peers. Laura rose gradual, flushed, teary. I, lost for words. Begin honest, I advised. Honest, assumed on Henry's looks, tech. Insulted, belittled intellect, sought his boot from son's abode. Voice faint. Learned today he's backed Ethan and me years unseen. Our home, nuptials, my ride, all his kindness. Instead of thanks, audience voice, you shamed him at son's right. Yes. Before our head and leads. Thought for 21s. What's that? Influence doesn't stem from the gadgets you wield. It's rooted in the decisions you make with them. Half a year on, I'm still behind the wheel of my 1995 Ford Ranger and relying on my Nokia flip phone. Yet now these habits seem purposeful instead of rigid. The Silent Henry Scholarship Initiative has seen its inaugural graduates. A dozen folks past 50, each landing tech positions they once deemed unreachable. Helen Whitaker, once a plant laborer, recently advanced to lead systems expert at Flow Networks. Laura finished her bias awareness course and penned a reflective piece on age prejudice in the industry. It spread to 47,000 shares and earned her spots at 3 key summits. She's turned into a champion for welcoming office cultures, even as she zips around in her Tesla and shares endlessly online. Certain traits endure. Sterling Dynamics hit the stock market last month. My 18% share clocks at $67 million theoretically, but liquidation's not on my radar. Rachel Porter mailed a personal letter noting the firm's triumphs rested on principles I'd illuminated in their toughest hour. The residence Ethan hoped Laura would cherish. She held on to it briefly before the tangled recollections proved too much. She flipped it for a cozier spot nearer the city core. Channeled the gains into a charity imparting digital know-how to elders. Ethan would have approved. I've begun fielding select media chats, solely to stress peering past surfaces and honoring wisdom. 3 colleges have called me for talks on funding mindsets. My core point remains steady. Weigh concepts on their substance, not the years or facade of their bearer. My flat stays simple. My outfits hail from discount racks, and my phone snaps shut with that crisp sound. But one shift occurred. Ethan's photo rests on my workspace beside a hard copy of his last funding breakdown, endorsing a venture crafting tools to link kin through eras. I backed it recently. The Nokia 3310 in my jeans pocket hums with a note from Eleanor Whitaker. Henry, fresh venture seeks a sit-down. Building apps to close dialogue divides across ages. Keen. I reply. Forward info. Some stakes chase profits. The finest aim to uplift the globe a touch. If this reaches you, recall, esteem flows from your essence and actions, not your tech or wheels or wardrobe. Drop a note below on your viewing spot and if looks or gear ever led to folks undervaluing you. At times, the softest tones hold the greatest.